Good morning, everyone. I'm Yori Mochizuki, the writer of Fukushima Diary. It's about 10 a.m. here in Netherlands. It's been about 2 weeks since I came to Netherlands. I've been researching the possibility of incorporating and also obtaining visa for the newly incorporated company. I've met a lot of lawyers, accountants, and public officers. It's been quite hectic. And finally, yesterday I decided to take a day off. I was writing the article for Fukushima Diary, but I decided not to go anywhere. I decided not to meet anyone and try to rest myself as much as possible. And anyway, about the Fukushima situation, recently I see an obvious trend in in the recent accidents of Fukushima plant. Since last month, there have been two major accidents slash mistakes slash misoperation. You can call it whatever you want. The first one is the misanalysis of all beta nuclides since 2011, and the second one is the 100 tons of contaminated water to overflow. The first one, the misanalysis, was actually caused by the subcontract companies. Actually, most of the analysis has been done not even by TEPCO employee, by subcontract companies. TEPCO was outsourcing it to subcontract companies. Outsourcing is okay, but those subcontract workers were not really well trained. They didn't know, or they didn't notice, or they just forgot. I don't know, but they just forgot whatever I call. They didn't dilute the highly contaminated water, highly contaminated samples. So those samples were actually overscaling the instrument. So the actual reading, the measured readings were underestimated. So all the readings that we read were actually so much, probably 1/10 of the actual readings. And the second accident, the 100 tons of the contaminated water to overflow. Actually, a lot of small mistakes and misoperation are involved in it. There's so many, it's unimaginable. I mean, um, the operators were in the monitoring room, but they didn't notice the abnormality of water levels of each of the tanks. And they went to the tanks. They patrolled uh, probably 3 times or 4 times, but they didn't even notice any abnormality of inside and also outside of the tanks, and just let it overflow. And also, as I said in the previous video, and probably it was done by someone on purpose, and most likely for some malicious purpose. And wrong bulbs were turned on, and wrong bulbs were turned off. And TIPCO has been investigating over 100 workers, but supposedly they haven't found any useful information. And those workers are also subcontract companies. What I want to say is, in management-wise, TEPCO is falling apart. The TEPCO's management in Fukushima decommission is almost falling apart. TEPCO is losing money and also the influence of the industry, and so they're losing the initiative of Fukushima decommissioning site. So those subcontract companies and subcontract workers are starting to be out of control, and probably probably most of the people who's watching this video are starting to wonder why TEPCO doesn't give up, why Japanese government doesn't let the international world take over the Fukushima plant. I think I don't really know why, I'm not sure, but um, about TEPCO, um, as Japanese society, probably they're giving up the Fukushima situation, Fukushima decommissioning, means they're going bankrupt. If they just give it up, they're not allowed to restart other nuclear plants, and they just simply let go bankrupt. And the Japanese government, they has the strong incentive to downplay the situation. They just wanted to look, it's all controllable. If everything is under control, and even just one company, even just one private company can settle it down. So that is why they just trying to do it by all by themselves. And actually, in a matter of fact, even if the American government decides to come to Fukushima to settle it down, they cannot do anything because they don't know what is going on. They don't know what is in the buildings, and they don't know what is going on underground. So I mean, TEPCO is dominating all the information. Now TEPCO is like the dominant supplier of all the information about Fukushima plant. I think this is how they try to survive. I think this is their tactics to live as long as possible. I mean, they know everything now, and they just hide whatever they want to do. So nobody can end TIPCO. If they end TIPCO, so just all the truth and the information will be just abundant in darkness. So the TIPCO is holding all the information and to just save themselves. This is why TIPCO is more and more trying to hide everything as secret. This is what I'm quite worried about. And I want the world to know the contamination is still spreading. It's still continuing. Tomorrow, it's going to be exactly 3 years. I cannot forget that day. It's going to be exactly 3 years since March 11th. But probably most of the world are thinking Fukushima is the accident in the past. It's all settled. But in reality, nothing has been improved. Nothing has been changed. And especially about sea contamination, um, it's going to continue for at least more 40 years. And even this number of 40 years is a very optimistic assumption stated by Japanese government. Because the bottom line is we don't have any technology. We don't have any technology to detect ways the molten fuel is in the reactors. And also, even if they find the location, they have no technology to remove it. So they don't have any basis to stay 40 years. But even if it's just 40 years, as they say, it's quite a long time. So nobody knows how the sea contamination situation will be in half a century. I want the world to know this. This is a reality. So the technically, not just in technically, but also in management wise, the Fukushima decommissioning situation is falling apart. Um, this is what I wanted to say. Thank you for watching this video. And in the end, I'd like to say, um, as most of people probably know this, but Fukushima Diary is genuinely supported by your donation. And I renewed the server of Fukushima Diary last week. And this research in Netherlands and also my food, I don't eat so much, but at least I need to eat food sometimes. And also the water, gas, electricity, and the internet, everything is supported by your donation. So I really appreciate you if you kindly consider donating to Fukushima Diary. I can forget, last March 11, the donation was $5. It wasn't $0, but it wasn't $50. The $5, I think, tells a lot about humanity. I want to believe in humanity is good. I want to believe the essence of most of people is good. This is why I'm doing Fukushima Diary. I really love and trust my readers of Fukushima Diary. Thank you for watching this video. Have a happy March 11th. Thank you. Have a nice day.